Meyer Lansky goes on a lam. He goes to Vegas, and he bunks into this small town. These people are gambling. And he says, ain't you worried about getting arrested? Gambling is illegal.
Yeah.
Not in this town. It's legal. They passed a law. He got back to his people, and the mob moved right in. They knew how to fill a void.
Right.
Prohibition, we moved into, underground liquor business.
You guys, when you do all that, what's interesting is you're acting outside the law on a lot of. I mean, you're doing business, but what's interesting is I've noticed that I've interviewed a lot of prison gang members and groups like that. There's this level of respect that you guys all give each other because there's a credible threat. There's consequences to you not being straight up or living up to your word.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that. And to me it's interesting. In some ways, it's far more easy to enforce that than the legal, doing it the legal ways. I mean, that to me is interesting. It's this theme that I see oftentimes that people miss, that the organizations are all concerned on making money. They all want control. They want power. The currency they deal in to get there, unlike like a business guy will try to get market share and stuff like this. Criminal organizations will have to have some sort of a credible threat of violence in order for them, because that's how they get initially people to do things. Then there's unique individuals such as yourself that realize, okay, I've got that covered. But the long term is we want control and we want in there. And so if we're smart about how we build our businesses and then protect those businesses, not only is it going to be a more cooperative effort, it's going to cause you less problems with any of the law or anybody trying to give you guys a hard time. I mean, I've seen other groups that have come in and they've just, like you said, they're just knuckle draggers and they just did pure violence, and that worked to get what they initially wanted, but they couldn't run anything after that.
No, you can't stay or live off of that. Right. But you talk about violence. Violence, without violence, you're going to have chaos. Yeah. They want to defund cops. Right. Take away the cops. Now, I'm not a cop or a cop lover. I mean, I don't hate them, but you take away cops, you're going to have nothing but violence. Yeah. I would tell people now, if you had a heart attack right now, who would you want me to call?
Yeah.
A social worker?
No. Yeah.
I mean, you would call a cop who would get to get something done. I mean, so without a credible threat of things, I see now that a guy gets arrested, he's a pedophile. He'll go to jail for a couple of years, he's back on the street. He'll get arrested again. How many times you want to let this guy in and out? Now, in our neighborhood, a guy was a pedophile, rapist. That's our neighborhood. Right. We feel we own that, and they're our people to protect. A pedophile will get killed by us. Yeah. I mean, so that threat is not there like now. They're all over the place.
Right.
And they don't even go to jail for life or nothing. And you can't cure those people. So there's the same thing in the mob. If we have rules, we're all tough guys. You're a tough guy, I'm a tough guy, maybe physically different, but we're tough guys in our own. Yeah. Without the threat of rules and you breaking those rules, I don't give a fuck what you look like, how built you are, you're going to go.
Yeah.
Without that threat, now your physical dominance takes over. There's no threat of dying. There's no threat of nothing. Rules are out the window, and you're going to have chaos. How do you control an army of tough guys without some rules? Right. The rules is what controls them. You can't control them. You can kill them when they break these rules. But the threat of the violence that we would do amongst ourselves, that's what kept us in check.